We sold our house on the edge of town and sold my business in order to start our new journey and buy 20 acres of rural, undeveloped land to try our hand at homesteading. With zero experience, we are planting, growing, harvesting, preserving, raising livestock, building our home ourselves, beekeeping, homeschooling, really everything homestead you can think of, we are trying. We invite you to come alongside us in this learning adventure. If this interests you, which I pray it does, please subscribe to our channel and do please interact with us. We can all learn from each other. Hello campers, my name is Lee with Camp Homestead, and today we are framing the dog room edition. If you haven't seen our previous videos up until this point, I will link a lot of them down below in our description box. But I'm super excited because framing is when I can really imagine the room coming together and I can see better how big the room is and the layout and all of that. So today is framing. It should go by pretty quickly and he should be able to get this done all in one day because it's not that big of a room. So if you like watching DIYs like this and you haven't already, please do subscribe and become part of the family. I sure would love to have you along this journey of life with us. Leave a comment if you would like me to respond. I love reading comments and responding. And if you haven't already and you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It sure helps our small channel out, and come along with us today. So here you see that he already has the top plate on, and we are ready to start the rest of the woodwork. If you have been watching from the beginning, you know just how far we have come. I'm so blessed to be at this stage, although I am still so super anxious to just get this house done so I can just nest and feel secure and comfortable and knowing that it is finished. But until then, we just keep on trucking along, and my prayer life is strengthening. If you have been watching for any period of time, I think you will know the trials that we have been faced, at least minimally. You have seen some of the trials that we have faced, one of which a flood, and I will link that video in the description box below. I filmed a little bit of it. It could have been so devastating, but thankfully we were able to repair and rebuild. We are at the stage of preventative maintenance as well as adding on to the house to continue the rest of the build. God is so good, and He has and will provide, and it's through His strength that we keep going. And this house has just come such a long way, and I can't wait to do the progress time-lapse video where it shows from literal dirt to the tiny house and now on to the addition build, which is our forever homestead. We went from having a 4-bedroom home in town with a studio of mine for my business to selling both of those things, buying 20 acres, and building our tiny house to live in because we had a month and a half to get something built because we had so many animals. We couldn't rent while we built. We had to live while building. So we built a 500-ish square foot house. It had one tiny bedroom in it that all 4 of us lived in. The kids they shared a room, and T and I, he built a little cubby cutout above the bathroom that we literally could fit a mattress in. It was like a coffin, and that is where we slept for 2 years in a tiny house with 5 dogs, 5 cats, 2 kids, and a partridge in a pear tree. And then we started building our forever home, and then the flood hit and we had to stop building to repair, and now we're back to building. And the location of our home changed a million times. The layout of our home changed a million times, because as I'm learning through this crazy thing called life, things are always subject to change. And with my personality type, that has been very hard for me to move and flow with. So that's been very hard, but it seems like God just keeps continuing to give me the vision. I drew the floor plan in each stage and each step through visions that were given to me, and T was just able to make it come into fruition. It is just such a beautiful thing to watch how God gives me the vision and I draw out the layout of the home in each stage. So I had the vision of the tiny house, then I had the vision of building the house bigger, and then I had the vision of the dog room with the block wall to prevent the water. All of those were visions from God, and me just quickly drawing them out. And I am no artist. T was just able to crunch numbers, figure out the layout, all of that, and literally put a dream into reality. It continues to blow my mind how we as a team built this house. Like, it just blows my mind. I know I've mentioned this in previous videos as well, but we also did not have an actual working kitchen. We had a refrigerator. I didn't have an oven until this Mother's Day. That was my Mother's Day gift from T. He installed a sink with running water, because we didn't have that either. And that way I can do the dishes. And he gave me a working oven. And those two things, you take for granted what you have, really and truly. And I am so appreciative of those things now. Those things are such a pivotal I don't know. It just, they are so detrimental to a functioning household, especially a homestead household, if you are wanting to preserve and can. And I don't know. It's crucial in any kitchen, I think, to have those things. So grateful for as far as we've come. But like I said, I just can't wait for the whole house to be done so that I can finally settle and rest and feel at peace with where we're at, because the entire upstairs still needs to be complete. But at least for the most part, other than the flooring, because we don't know what we're going to do there yet, just in case the house floods again. So it's still just exposed concrete. I think we're just going to be putting a shellac over it to seal the flooring, and then just call it good, because we don't want to once every other year to replace the flooring. So I think we're going to leave it concrete. We just don't know what yet. Are we going to paint it, stain it? And right now we don't have the funds to do any of that. So the flooring is not done. And the kitchen and pantry are not done, but it's mostly done enough to have people over. And so we have a ton of stuff upstairs to do, a ton. But we're more than halfway done, even though it doesn't feel like it. And I'm just grateful for as far as we are, as where we're at in the process. Of course, I would always like it to be done, but I am very grateful for where we're at. Especially if you think about it, it's just been the two of us, mainly him, but it's been the two of us with no help, no outside people coming in to give a hand. So it's just been us. And I'm pretty proud of us, really. Okay, so you've seen that T was measuring. We did not order custom trusses. He is just building these rafters himself because it is such a simple dog room. We just thought that we would save money to build it this way. And it's easier for me to say this, but it looked pretty easy. I say that with a hesitancy because I'm sure T will tell me otherwise. But as far as his ability, he was definitely able to do it and save us some money from having to order from a truss company, which coincidentally is just around the corner from us. But we need to cut corners and save as much as we possibly can to get as much of this build done as possible. So he got all of this done in one day. Yes, I helped where I could. But he just, man, I've stated this before. It's hard to get this guy going, but once he gets going, he is a workhorse. And he just amazes me with what he can get done in a day when he has his mind set on it. The ceilings in this room are incredibly and unusually low, but that is just because we are adding on to our utility room, and our utility room was intended to just be that. So we didn't have the money to raise the ceiling, the existing ceiling, so we kind of have to still continue to go with the flow, the slope of the current angle of the utility room, if that makes sense. So that's why it seems a little closed in, because we have to go with the flow of the existing roof so that we can save money to not raise the roof and continue it on that way. So if you're wondering why it's low, it's only because we are working with an existing roof, which is the utility room. That sweet little window to the left that you see there, we are going to reuse that in the bathroom. The spare bathroom currently does not have a window, and that will just fit perfectly above the toilet. So we are going to repurpose that, like we seem to do with all of our building materials. We always find another use for it. And if you've just seen T's acrobatics, that was his official way of testing to make sure that his boards were secured. Is that 7-foot ceilings?
No. This is 6.
I thought you were 6 foot tall.
Well, 6'2". 6'2". I couldn't. Oh, I couldn't.
I think I gave it away in a different video, but write a comment below to tell me if you think that we built this room in time to have the dogs go in there and for us to have people over for Thanksgiving. We moved this window so many times in our head. Thankfully, we only moved it physically twice, but in our heads, we moved this window so many times. You know what I was thinking?
Should have been like right there.
Well, you said you didn't want windows over there.
I know. But it should have.
I agree.
I reframed it out, did all the work. I mean, I could take it apart. It should be like right here. We get some light coming in. We walk in. South, you're gonna get airflow there.
You don't. Kaylin never gets breeze.
I don't want to do it. I don't know why I just ran with that. I should have. We're gonna sit right here.
I think it should still go back where it's a little taller.
28.
So we changed our mind on the location and size of this window probably like 6 or 7 times. And now I think the official spot for it is gonna be, oh, looks like it's changed again since I went inside. Right here.
It's gonna be right here now.
Okay, beautiful.
I don't view not looking at the post.
Yeah. And the sun, like I said, the sun hits here a lot less too. Plus they'll get the breeze. And it's not going to be hot, like beating down inside. Okay, so he is reframing out the window spot now. But I'd say he got most, if not all, of the framing done today. What? Oh, you need your battery recharged? Okay, this is the final. You like it?
Yep.
That's what you always say to me. Do you like it?
Like it? It's a ding there. Look. It's like it's. So we gotta paint it, and
Yeah.
I'm putting sheathing on this. Like I didn't do that on any of this side of the home. So I'm gonna sheet it so it's gonna be stronger, and then we're gonna put metal on it.
Okay. This is where I'm going to end today's video. He has completed framing and the next stop is roofing. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you like this content and you haven't already, please do subscribe. Again, it really does help my small channel out, and I would love to have you as part of the family and along for the journey. And as always, be blessed and be a blessing. Bye.